Hey guys, it's Curious here, and I was watching gothatfunks video, 5 questions for 5 answers. I forgot the title now, but it's some of his most recent videos. And in his first replies to the people who answered, he gave 5 questions for them to answer. Now, I didn't ask him 5 questions because, to be honest, I didn't want to do 5 questions. I mean, I would have felt like if he honestly asked me for 5 questions that I honestly had to answer, I didn't honestly want to answer 5 questions honestly. So I didn't ask him anything. I admit, I'm like, would you friggin' commit to something you wouldn't friggin' do? No. I wouldn't answer 5 questions honestly. So I didn't even ask him. But he said since anybody could answer those 5 questions, I'm going to go ahead and do that. The 5 questions he answered in his first response video. However, I'm just going to go ahead and answer one of those questions because I thought it made a very interesting. I thought it was very interesting, but I thought it was very reflective of the kind of person you are to the kind of person that you would want to be with. And here's the question he asked. I have to look up here because when it comes to a romantic partner, how would you prioritize from least important to most important the following list of characteristics? Now, I've already changed them into the order that I prioritize them. So, for my least important is wealth. My least important is wealth. Because I couldn't see asking someone else to carry me. At least not a romantic partner. It would have to be a partnership. And if that means I had to go out and provide more, I expect her to provide the same. But I wouldn't expect her to support me. So, all in all, I guess wealth is the least important of it all, because I wouldn't really expect anything from her in that matter. Maybe I should have put that higher in the list, but I guess it depends on how you look at it. And I guess it's how much wealth she would have. So, like me, I don't care if she has hardly any, because that's about where I am, and from there we would build. And I would expect her to feel the same way. So I think that would be a point of connection, that wealth would be just a necessity, a means to its ends only. No more important than that. Now, the second part is, the second to last is articulate. I remember when I first started doing videos, and still now, I can't help but feel I'm not very articulate. So I have a lot of sympathy for that. Even if I'm not very articulate, I don't expect somebody else to be. So they say opposites attract, but in this instance, it's like, if we can muddle through and basically figure out what each other's talking about, that's good enough for me. So, no, I really wouldn't want to be somebody who's really too articulate, because then they would expect me to be so unkind, and it would always be kind of a failing on my part, or it would be like a deficit in my part of the relationship with them. So I really couldn't fault them either. But then again, I guess there's always some level, because I wouldn't expect somebody who would be like, oh, hey, what? Oh, just totally vapid of all manner of expression. Because while I don't think I possess very, see what I mean, very good presentation skills and expressive qualities, even with all the practice that I've had, video making and vlogging, I would expect some basic level of communication. And I mean, if it's good enough as me, it's right up my tree. Yeah, if she can imagine as bad as I can, if she can manage as badly as I can, that's fine. Now, the next one is from the bottom, well read. Because while I might not talk too well and stuff, while the points of my presentation and my ability to express them succinctly might not be too well endowed, all in all, I do have a better grasp of subjects and some experience with them. There are things new I hear every day, but generally, I pretty much in literature and in current events and in subject matter, I have a well-rounded, if cursory, knowledge of, well, I'm not going to say most things, but a wide variety of things. I can usually tell when something is said 99 or at least 95% of the time, generally what they're talking about. Now, when you get up into real language that uses a lot of specific terminology, then it loses me. Even in things of advanced speech, like when people are talking about, well, things I didn't find out, like no true Scotsman, or logical fallacies, or just a whole bunch of different key concept word meanings that I really didn't understand. Or some of the more obscure, non-common vocabulary choices that people use in various conversations that are highly technical. Those I don't get. So I can forgive in kind. Now, sexual history. Well, my ex-wife was a nymphomaniac, and I was with her in those times. And I was like the best. It was like a romantic comedy, but I was like the sidekick, and I'd watch her go out, and and occasionally I'd pick up on the other friend that tagged along. She was like my gal pal friend that I always had a crush on. And I married her, and that was a big mistake. I should have known better because religion was involved. And yada, yada, yada. But the point is that I knew she was a nymphomaniac. That didn't bother me. Don't ask me why it didn't bother. Well, because I was just as lascivious and friggin' a wild child as she was. But as I grew older, you know, eh. So sexual history doesn't matter very much. But honestly, I don't think I could be with somebody who was like a prostitute. Or somebody who had serious sexual issues, like a rape victim. That was very stigmatized by it. You know, not that there's nothing wrong with that kind of person. It's just that I don't think I could interrelate with somebody who had that amount of issue with sex. And I just couldn't. It's just, sex has always been about physical love for me. So, too violent, too consumerized, that's just a little too much. But that doesn't leave very much else that, that would bother me. Or too moral. Just, really just stuck on freaking chastity or ritualized or anything like that. If you're going to be in a relationship with a woman and you guys just can't bump junk without all these complications, it's not for me. If she's not in the mood, that's fine. If she's not feeling it, even if I'm ready, to be honest, I'm kind of not feeling it either. I might be really craving it, but if she's not, I'm just not, anyone can masturbate. I don't need a partner for that. You know what I mean? No, we could do that. Okay, never mind. Anyway, moving on. Generosity. Well, I think there has to be some basic generosity. Really just can't be, like, totally hard-nosed. But I'm pretty stingy. I would give change to homeless people and stuff. I wouldn't give over friggin' 25 cents or 50 cents, at least. I never handed out bills. But that was because I was almost broke myself. And lately, since I've been really tight on money, I haven't given anyone a penny because I've been counting those pennies. I wish I could, because that was fine. My worst fear is being stuck there. So no, I'm not generous at all. I'm rather stingy. I'm very stingy. I'm my own best charity case. Me. But sometimes you. So I don't count generosity too much. I try not to be selfish. And I would expect I would expect a woman to be more generous than I am. Now, maybe that's a chauvinism, but yeah, I would expect kind of a little bit more giving. So, I put that very low on the list. Now, the next one up, and this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, I think about 5 or 6 now, is good looking. I don't really count looks very much. Because of the questions beforehand, or the way other things were prioritized, which I'll get to at the beginning of the list, is that good looking in this sense, because of other views, is like how good they look to everyone. Now, I really don't care how well a woman looks in like a status thing. I just care how she looks to me. And sometimes I've noticed that I find women very attractive that other people think are just, Of course, I'm uglier than sin, so I just, if she's got half a bounce in her step, that's good enough for me. But she's gotta have just something. Not really much of anything, but, I'm not gonna say she can't be a total brown bagger, but, she's gotta, even when everyone else thinks she's totally ugly, she's gotta have just a little glint of something that I find beautiful. And that's fine. But otherwise, it's really not very important. If she's overweight, if she's underweight, long-faced, much of anything. I really don't mind. I don't know. I kind of like it. Some of the people that are considered really attractive are kind of odd choices to me, because it's kind of like, well, yeah, I see it, but it's kind of average in a way. But other people consider women that people consider really ugly or very unattractive, these women, I find them kind of exotic. I don't know. I just like, that's interesting. Wow. As to someone I won't mention, but she might get this reference if she watches this video, she reminded me of a big Cheshire cat with her cute little grin. It was like, oh my god, I'd go crazy for that. I'd like to pet that kitty. And moving on, kindness. Now, kindness. How kind should she be? Well, I don't know. I'd say as long as there's not a real streak of cruelty in her, she doesn't have to be very kind. As long as there's not a maliciousness, I don't really care much about kindness. I'm very cynical about the world, and I wouldn't expect someone else to not be, that I was involved with. No. She doesn't have to be very kind at all. Now I just realized, how does that apply to I just thought of that as kindness in general. Now, how does that apply to me? Oh, maybe that should go way up on the list. Didn't think of it that way. Of course she has to be kind to me, and vice versa, but, well, I don't know. Just, I mean, there's the kind of kindness where, oh, are you feeling alright? As long as she's not malicious, I don't care. And my ex was a little malicious, and sometimes I felt like slapping her. I think she wanted me to, so I cut out that scene. I was like, nah, can't get into that. Can't get into that ego play. There's something about that, but if you know, if there was an accident and people hanging out all over the place and she just standing there like me going, ooh, that's nasty, huh? That's fine. Yeah. Oh, God, oh, look at that, I, no kindness. No compassion at all. And of course, as a double standard, as a woman, I expect her to be a little bit more kind because I'd expect her to at least have the little bit of, oh my God, so I could be like, get smacked in the shoulder. Look at that, Oh yeah, that's horrible. Ew, look at that one. Personal hygiene. Again, not a big fan. I can't, well, like, I don't know. Clean. Basically clean. Not smelly. Nothing rotting. Other than that, things can be dirty, messy, disheveled, even disrepaired. I don't really care. Sloppy, I'm fine with that. Even frigging a clean shirt with stains on is fine. I'm like that. I just like, I went into a feed store one time and I met a cute girl that had a stain on her shirt, and I was like, she didn't mind it. And it was like, hey, I could like this girl. As long as it's clean. At least not smelly. Not too earthy either. No. Not that bohemian. And hopefully not that bohemian for myself. I don't know. I think I would notch my own levels up a little bit if I was dating or living with a woman, because you're stinking up the place for two there, and there's a little bit of courtesy involved in that. Just because guys don't smell our own stuff doesn't mean they don't. And they're very sensitive to it. Let's see. High sex drive. Well, it doesn't have to be off the scales. But, see, this is why I was talking about, what was it? Good looking. Because there's two of them here. High sex drive and sex appeal. Now, see, I really don't care how good she's looking, but I put high sex drive below sex appeal because I want her to like sex. But I want her more to get me going. And that was a hard choice, which one. But I figured if she was a little different, more different, than she was attractive, then that would make it where I was a little bit more motivated to put upon. Because I'd rather be the one, how can I put it? I don't know how to get into this too much, but I'd rather be the one more motivated and her just like, okay, oh, you want? Yeah, okay, fine, okay, great, yahoo, I mean, so those two were hard to prioritize, but generally, since I'm lazy but horny, I had to put them, to be honest, I just had to put them like that, you know. So, you know, I wasn't was willing, but is it going to make me run a marathon? So, but it's happy with it. You know, if I'm some big teddy bear that will come friggin' looking for the honey pot every once in a while, and she's happy with that, then that's great. You know, we're happy. It's a dynamic that would work. And occasionally, if the honey pot comes to you, I can't believe I'm saying this. I hope this is not offensive to anyone. I really do, but I just don't know how to put any more euphemisms into this. Make it clear. I'm not that articulate. It was on the bottom of the list, remember? Okay. So, you know, I'm poo. Anyway. Now, here comes some of the most important ones. Honesty. I don't like deceitful people, but I've never felt that keeping something to yourself, and I guess this applies a lot less in a relationship, is lying by omission. What I choose to reveal is not deceptive, except in the worst cases. I'm not obliged to tell anyone a goddamn thing I don't want to. And likewise, if that turns around and bites me in the ass because I didn't get informed on something, can I blame her for that? No, I can't. I mean, what the hell? You know? Of course you want differences, so of course I want her to be more honest than I am. And not be put off by it either. You know, dream on, right? But females are more cagey anyway, so... Oh, I hope I don't get help for this. But, so, yes, Chris is showing his true misogynist colors, you know, like that's a big shock to anyone. I really try, you know, but honestly, no, a little surprise is fun, but I think you have a right to keep your own secrets. Just not so many that it's just like, you know, people are bold-faced lying to you. And then there's times when it's like, I would expect a straight answer, and I would expect myself to not be put off by giving one. I believe in that thoroughly. You know, when there's no him-hawing about it, you know, fine. Okay, here it is. And don't ask me what you don't want to know. Really. Okay, but now the fun things. Now, here's two others that go together. On the bottom one, I put, you like their sense of humor. And then, on the one above that, they like your sense of humor. I value a woman who would like my sense of humor. Because if she didn't like my sense of humor, I would annoy the shit out of her. Now, if I don't always like her sense of humor, at least I can fake it. I hope. I don't know. I mean, you know, I can take in a few corny jokes or watch something that I might not find too funny. I find humor in most anything, so it's a safer bet that even when I don't like something that's funny, I can still find something a little funny in it. Humor is very important to me. I don't know. I'm kind of, I clown around a lot. So, but yeah, it's actually a form of communication sometimes. So, yeah, she's really got to dig my sense of humor. And conversely, I gotta be able to stand hers. But more, she's got to like mine. Personal beliefs, spirituality. Oh, we got to be on the same page. Pretty much. Uh, I don't know how that would work. Uh, Maybe she could be more spiritual than me, but it can't be a confliction. And personal beliefs, well, maybe that should be separate too. But they've got to be yin and yang. They've got to balance each other out. It can be opposite, but it has to be the flip side of the coin. Or it can be similar, but then it's got to have a dynamic to it. Even if they're similar. They can't be the same or incompatible. But yeah, there has to be some dynamic that either balances or goes back and forth, propelling each other forward. Because if you're dead in the water or you're rowing the wrong way, that just will not work in a relationship. So that's my third most important thing. My second important thing is trustworthiness. If I don't have an ally and a woman I'm sharing my bed with, I don't want her. And likewise, if that's my mate, my partner, then God, I mean, granted, if it's not so serious, we're just dating or just sleeping around, it is what it is. But, yes, anybody I'm sleeping with or in a relationship with, I need to know I can trust them. Now, I'm not saying you have to jump in front of a friggin' moving truck to push me out of the way. Or friggin', hold my hand while I fall down the cliff. They don't have to self-sacrifice themselves. Although I'd probably risk it. It would be a choice that they would be perfectly free to make or not to make. No, there's no obligation there. But you have to trust each other. No, that's just, I leave my wallet out. I leave my keys around. And, and I have things that are important to me and sentimental. Even on my computer. If a girlfriend of mine got on my computer and got in there and went behind my back and started frigging deleting stuff she didn't like, or if I had a pet and she got rid of my pet, we're done. I do not give a damn. That is totally beyond the bounds of trust. You ask me first on anything like that. You never assume you have any control over me like that. And, just no. At all. I could go on, but, the number one thing is faithfulness. Now, I assume this meant physical faithfulness, but I think faithfulness could be extended to, like, trust in a way. That if you say you're going to pick someone up, you come and pick them up. Or you make your effort to do everything you say you're going to do. You be faithful to the commitments you make. And in a relationship, a monogamous relationship, not an open relationship, whatever balance you have in your relationship or agreements, you honor them. Or you try to honor them in good faith. Now there's a difference between not being able to do something and just kind of not giving it the same priority. I make that distinction because if I forget something or something else really important comes up, I mean, then you have to prioritize and, you know, how can I put it? If I'm supposed to pick my girlfriend up at work, and I can't get a hold of her, and I know she'd be waiting outside after dark, I couldn't see very few reasons why I wouldn't be there. None. I just can't think of any, really. There's hardly anything that would be, well, except for a family member freaking passing out or getting sick yourself or maybe the freaking dog be getting hit by a truck and needing to take to the bed in emergency. But that's a hard one right there, you can't be cruel, you know what I mean, to your own animals or children. Those are hard choices. But generally, as soon as that's handled, whatever exception it was, or as much as possible, it would be to freaking get there. Because, you don't want your woman getting raped or killed or harassed or just frigging, in peril. I mean, Jesus. I've heard some stories about some things my family members have told me about. Incidences where they've been harassed and stuff, and luckily they got out of it. But, yeah, so really, faithfulness is one of the most important things, especially physical faithfulness, because it's like, well, it's like, okay, I don't know, other people, yeah, but if I'm in a relationship with a girl and she cheats on me, I'm done. Basically, that just instantly changes the relationship to an open relationship. And I'm just not really that interested anymore. And likewise, I could never be unfaithful. I had more than a few opportunities when I was married, and I just couldn't see it. Couldn't see it at all. One time, I had a woman expose herself to me, and I was like, well, I guess I shouldn't be standing here looking at this. I don't really want to be rude to you, but I think I gotta go. I'm sorry. I think we got the wrong message, and I left. But it wasn't really interesting to me when I knew I could get it at home. It was more like I wasn't shocked. I wasn't tempted. I was kind of appreciative of the friggin' view, but I was like, well, this is wrong, so I'm just gonna go home and I'm just gonna go tell her what happened. She laughed. I don't know what she did. Come to think of it, she stayed with her mom a couple nights. A little bit after that. That bitch went out on me. I know what she did. Oh well. Anyway, faithfulness. Number 1. Because I wouldn't lie about that. I guess I should have freaking walked out quicker, Freaking, I don't know. Anyway, you know why I was there, to be honest? Because this dumb bitch, we were in this trailer court, right? Or not trailer court, but in this apartment complex. And I found her kid walking off from the trailer thing. I mean, from the apartment thing, where there was all the walking in the parking lot, heading out to the street. And I was like, finally the kid told me where he lived. I mean, a 3-year-old. I walked him back in there, and as I was trying to talk to her and be nice, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to talk to her, and she just she must have thought, I don't know if she was high or what, but she must have thought, I was there for a friggin' reward. I'm like, never mind. I'm done proselytizing. Thanks, but no thanks. I gotta go. And I went home and freaking told my ex about this shit. And I'm like, I hope you aren't gonna go over there and whip on her and stuff. And she freaking laughing at me. I'm like, yeah. I couldn't believe it. I mean, because I was talking to her. I'm like, something's gotta be done about that. Maybe we gotta report this because, this is child neglect. I don't want to see a dead little child on the street because I just she said, well, it's not our problem, And it's like, wow. So, yeah, see, that goes back to that point, someone who's a little bit more callous than me. What was it? Kindness. I wasn't that frigging cruel. Or jaded. I mean, damn. But anyway, that's what I would expect from a woman. All those things. In that order. Let me go back. At the end, wealth. Then, articulate. Then, well-read. Then, the sexual history. Then, generosity. Then, good-looking. Then, kindness. Then, personal hygiene. Then, high sex drive. Then, sex appeal. Then, honesty. Then, they like your sense of humor. You like their sense of humor. Personal belief, spirituality, trustworthiness, and faithfulness. Those are the things I value the most. personal beliefs, trustworthiness, and faithfulness as a top. I believe those are the keystone of any relationship. And that's what I would expect in my next relationship with a woman. I mean, wouldn't you? Well, leave your responses down below. Tell me how you feel. What do you expect? And how would you prioritize all those in a mate? Let me know. This is Rajano. Oh, that's Curious Rajano. Yeah, at hotmail.com. Write me dirty things. Bye.